The views and opinions expressed on any program are those of the producers and/or the persons appearing on the program and do not necessarily reflect the views and opinions of FRC Media, Bristol Community College, or the City of Fall River.
Good afternoon. Welcome to another edition of Table Topics. And I'm not even going to get into the whole day Carlos of the Tuesday, Wednesday.
Well, we have a YouTube channel and a Facebook channel if you want to watch our show there. And on Wednesday nights we are on Channel 95, local channel, local cable. If you're watching us on cable, is because you connect to Channel 95. It's a Wednesday night. It's a brand new show. If it's any other day, you watching a repeat show. So please come back next Wednesday, and we will have a brand new show for you. Couple of things that I want to talk about today. One is we're getting prepared for the election.
Did you vote in the primary? Primary was a couple weeks ago.
No, I did not.
Yeah. I
think a lot of people didn't because, nothing really.
I went at 8:30 in the morning before I started work, and I was the second voter.
Yeah, I think it was very, very long.
That was, But,
I went to see, because she works at the polls too, Amy.
Yeah.
I think Royal Eternity or something like that.
Oh, Laterna?
No, at the church on Plymouth Avenue.
Yeah, I'm not sure what.
Yeah,
I know what you're talking about.
When I went to see her there, she said the numbers were low, and it was already like 3 o'clock on the afternoon or so.
Cool.
But anyway, before we go into the questions, because I think it's very interesting questions coming in November that we definitely want to go and visit. But before we do that, let's talk about the City Council. I don't know if you watch it.
Yeah, I watched it. It was only 10 minutes, so yeah, I watched it.
And I'm so disappointed with this city. It's unbelievable. As older I get and the more involved I am on the city, the more upset I get every time that we go to this. So I have to applaud the 4 city councils that brought us back to the bubblehead team. Okay, so Jazel had the 5 bubbleheads, and now we have another 5 bubbleheads.
Okay.
So I just hope 2 things. I hope that our presidents don't bring another city council by the hands to the police department to start a new investigation, okay? Because that happened before. And I hope that our new president I hope that no other city council wants to run for mayor, because our president probably would run for mayor too, just to split the vote. This is all stuff that people forget about city councils. Okay, I don't understand how people forget stuff like this. Okay, and nothing against Joe. I have nothing against Joe, but Joe did his time. Joe was already president. Okay, so he did everything that he had to do there. You already know what to do. Okay, so I don't understand why people don't give chances to new people, to new city councils. Okay, and I'm not saying that Michelle should be the one. I mean, we have plenty new city councils there that can very well do a good job as the city council president. It just amazes me is how people forget and keep re-electing the same people to this board that only care for themselves. When comes time to vote, they only care about themselves. They don't care about you or about me.
Well, Carlos, we could say, you know what I mean, it can go both ways now, all right? So I know there was a lot of talk that it said Michelle Dion should be the president. Well, the city council don't run like the U.S. government, the president, vice president becomes the president. That's not how things run. So you have to have the votes that are in there. And votes weren't there. I mean, and I'm going to tell you, if there's both sides are not right. You know how we go back and forth with the federal and the state? Both sides aren't right here. You know what I mean? Because when they wanted to make that, you know, for everybody to agree, they said no. So that was sour grapes on their part. They didn't win this time, but there are times they've won. And I wish really in Fall River, and I know you get upset, you're passionate about it, but I wish Fall River would finally just say what's good for the people. What's good for the people? And I'm not saying there are some people on there that vote no for every increase. No for any increase. I don't want every increase. But yes, voting no, it's easy to vote no when you know everybody's going to vote yes. And you can come back and say, I didn't vote for that. You know what I mean? So everybody, like you said, everybody has their skeletons.
Yes,
You know what I mean?
everybody has. Everybody has. And it amazes me is, number one, how the voters keep voting the same people.
Yeah.
That's number one.
It's
That's from the beginning.
well, it's because any incumbent is always going to have the advantage.
And when they get there, they forget that all they promised the people to be and fighting for us. Okay, so and that comes down to this election as president.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, I don't get it.
So, all right. So you're going to talk about the next election in '24. What don't you get? You know, you remember President Clinton said when he ran for president, "It's the economy, stupid." All right. So the economy was in pretty decent shape before, and this happened to Barack Obama as well. The economy was pretty decent, and he was leaving that, and Trump got it. So if everybody thought it was just about the economy, right? Hillary Clinton wanted to got in.
Well,
people wanted to change. So we'll see what's going to happen with this. We have inflation 40 years, the worst in 40 years. Gas prices are up. Houses are out the moon. Rents are crazy.
So you don't believe that whoever gets in, doesn't matter, that's going to go up?
I don't.
Because if they only economy only goes up or down.
Carlos. Yeah, well, don't be touting that the economy.
That don't have nothing to do with the.
Yes, it does. It does.
Al or Alfred
it does have to do with it.
Or Biden.
Yeah, it does have to do with it. You set policies that can change the economy. So when this president got in, we had a 2% inflation rate. We have over 8%. That's because of policies that have been put into place. Stop all the drilling. No more drilling of oil anymore. So then Russia gets into a war with the Ukraine. They can't use the Russian oil, so now they're begging it for us. And we're giving it to them, but we don't have it for
Well,
us.
I don't believe that when a president or a mayor becomes in power, that the following months we already see results of their work.
But we're going on 2 years. We're going on 2 years.
That's number one.
We're going on 2 years.
But as soon as Biden went in, it was like the next month, America was upside down. Everything was upside down. Because they changed the president.
Let me ask you a question. We're going to go back to the council. I'm going to end it on this because I want to stay away from the national. Do you think things are better now than they were 2 years ago? You're paying less for utilities. You're paying less for food. You're paying less for gas. We're paying the highest funds we've paid since the 1970s. And you probably weren't in this country then. That's how bad. I remember how bad it was in the 70s that to go to get gas, you had to have a certain number on your license plate. And when you did go there, you waited in line like crazy. We had, anyway.
Well,
so, I mean, you can't say things are better economically than they were.
And you know something?
Yeah.
And not taking things for granted.
Yes.
This is a lot better than me living in Portugal at any time. Give me any bad economy here.
I think this is. I've been to Portugal. I think it's probably better there than here.
It's not. It's not.
Why isn't it? It's beautiful.
It's beautiful.
Yeah.
It's beautiful and all that, but you don't live off beautiful things. The end of the month is you got $600 a month, and the cost of living it's the same thing as here.
Same thing that's happening though. It's happening here.
Okay, so that's why I'm saying, I mean, give me a bad economy here. And a good economy there. I still prefer to live here with a bad economy than live there.
You're skirting the question, but let's go on to the city council thing.
No, but that's true. It's beautiful. Remember one thing: they live out of tourism.
Yeah.
I mean, the economy don't go down as much or don't go up as much because
I agree. We're not gonna agree on that. You know what I mean? I'm gonna agree with you to a point.
But it's beautiful.
It is beautiful.
So
but
I agreed with you.
let me go one other thing. One other thing. How do we like Martha's Vineyard? They were screaming, "You people sent these people to us, and we're gonna take care of them." And you know what happened to them? The next morning, they were on the ferry to the mainland.
Well, no. Let's clarify this. As soon as they knew, they got 20 minutes. Okay? They got 20 minutes notice that people are going to show up there. Guess what? In 20 minutes, when the people show up there, they had foods, they had clothes, they had people waiting for them to help them.
Okay.
The problem was not that. The problem was they was bad because they were not notified. Okay?
Carlos, that's
not going to resolve the problem.
Do you think the state?
You think that's going to resolve the problem?
No, it's going to bring to light that the people in Texas and Arizona have 1,000 people walk in their border a day.
But they have what they need to take care of these people.
No, they don't, Carlos. Carlos, it's like if we lived on the border of Mexico, Fall River was on the border of Mexico like El Paso, and we got 100,000 people come into the city in 1 year. Or say 1 million, 2 million people come in the last year. Where do those people go? You know what they do? They do exactly what DeSantis did. They put them on planes. They send them to New York. They send them to Boston. They did the same thing.
Whatever they send, the people that got there, they already have people waiting for them, and they already have places to go. Not just put them on a plane and where are we going to jump up? Martha's Vineyard, because guess what? The Obama has like 10 acres of land there. Obama don't even know this people's coming. So,
but you're missing the irony behind it.
Yes,
these people come everybody, and then there's nowhere to be found, and you got to get off this island. We don't have the resources. Do you think Texas has the resources?
They help them, and guess what? They got out of the island better than when they went in. That's for sure.
All right.
Because they went in with nothing. And they got out of there with a lot of
I'd rather
bags.
have you yelling about the city council again.
Yeah, but the thing is, that backfire, okay?
No, it didn't. Because it's showing the hypocrisy of this whole thing. It's showing the hypocrisy.
For who? For those with American flags back and forth? That's for the only ones that
There's a problem with the American flag?
No, it's not.
No, it shows the hypocrisy, Carlos, that a rich island who has dozens, if not hundreds, of empty hotel rooms didn't have the infrastructure to take care of 50 people. But the state of Texas, who gets 1,000 people to 2,000 people walking in their border a day, has the resources. That's the hypocrisy behind it. They had plenty of room. They could have put those people
Guess
up,
what? Instead of him sending 50 people just to make a point, he should be working in resources for those 1,000 people a day that get in there. Okay?
We could go bankrupt. If everybody in this world came to this country, we'd go bankrupt.
Then resolve the problem. The problem is they're going back and forth,
Right,
and another president gets elected, 4 years goes by, and the problem is still not resolved. Yeah. So when they going to put on the table and resolve? And now it's like you want to tell me that during Obama nobody was coming over the border?
I'm going to tell you this, all right? And you're not going to like this, but I'm going to tell you this. When we had, I believe under Trump, they wanted to settle the immigration thing.
Yes.
And you know what the stickler was with it? He said, and they didn't do this in 1985. They just kind of let it go because everybody got amnesty. So what do they call the kids that came over to the country with their parents? There's a term that
DACA.
Obama. DACA. So, Trump was like, yes, you know what I mean? We can't send these people back. They've been here 30 years. But in order for us to pass immigration control, we have to come up with rules that we're not going to do this ever again. You come in illegally, you're getting thrown out. If your parents brought you in, this is it. You've got to set up, this is what the policy is now. And what happened? The Democrats didn't want to do it. They didn't want to do it. So and that's why if you saw, there were a lot of people that were illegal that was screaming at like Pelosi and this stuff saying, you don't want to do it. So, maybe the last administration, they were trying to do something and they didn't want to do it.
And then you had the Democrats trying to do something and the Republicans didn't want to do it.
Yeah.
So it's the same thing.
But the thing is, Carlos, who's going to vote? Who's going to vote for the Democrats? The people that are coming in, are they going to vote the Democrats or the Republicans? So why would the Democrats want to solve this problem?
They're not even going to vote. The people are coming in, they're going to vote.
I'll tell you a story after the
Okay.
show. Remind me.
So you must be the ones that believe that dead people voted too at the last election. That's why Biden got.
Well, let me give you this. No, let me give you this. No. So we're going to have legal. Listen.
John, I don't want people to see it.
No. This is we're going to have. There's a law that it's going to be on the ballot about legal driver's licenses.
Yeah.
So if that's passed, right, they're going to get driver's licenses. What do you think you need to go vote? What do you use as proof that you vote? Now, do you realize the state of California and New York, illegal people can vote because they have those licenses, right? That's what they're asking for. So you don't think that there was some fraud in that instance?
Well, here's the thing. If you got a drive license, there's two ways to get a drive license. You have a drive license with the Social Security.
Okay.
And you have a drive license with no Social Security, which is the states that
It's ID,
undocumented
right? Okay.
get drive license.
Okay.
Drive license in Massachusetts, illegals cannot get it because you need a Social Security.
Yeah.
Okay. So here's the thing: when you get your drive license, you register to vote right on the application when you fill up the application. Okay.
Yeah.
So here's the thing: the application for undocumented license
Yeah.
should not have that option on.
Why do you think it's staying on there? Why?
Okay.
Why wouldn't they
should not
change
have that option.
So you
I
don't
never
think-
look at an application. I don't know how.
But what I'm trying to say is, you don't think that there could be things that would happen, things like this, where people are doing things they shouldn't be doing? Of course. You don't think people are checking off? They don't know.
Because I don't know if you remember when we bought Allison. No, it was not Allison. What's her name? That she just passed. It was from.
The voting person, the Board of Elections.
Yes.
Yeah.
Do you remember when we brought her to our show that we talked about how people
Yeah, I don't remember that.
Yes.
You have better memory.
to register, that she said, if you get a green card
Yep.
and you go for your license
Yep.
and you register yourself to vote,
Yep.
okay? When you actually go for your American papers,
Yeah.
and if you actually sign up for votes,
Yeah.
that could be refused. The country could refuse you to give you the American
and-
papers
and I
because
understand.
it's illegal for you just with the Social Security and the green card to be
But why wouldn't
voting.
why wouldn't they change that? Because you're putting that person on the spot not knowing. They might think, hey, I can vote, right? So why wouldn't they change that? Why wouldn't the state of Massachusetts? Why wouldn't the state of Rhode? All these states probably do it. All these states probably do the same thing, Carlos.
They should not be there. I don't know how I don't know how our state's gonna pass or not this law for the undocumented. But here's the thing: if passes, that should be something that should not be there. That question should not be there. Should be a different application for.
Why hasn't it changed? That lady's been gone probably, what, 3 or 4 years? And it hasn't changed.
Well, I think
Why?
that has to be done through the state.
Yeah, but
I mean,
if something's not, but if something is not legal, why would the state continue to do that? That's illegal. They have to change that.
And it has to
wouldn't
be
you
a
do it?
backup. And it has to be a backup too, because guess what? A lot of people from the motor vehicles get arrested because they just put Social Security numbers and licenses just to give licenses away. And you hear some
Yeah.
wild.
But that's what I'm trying to say.
you know,
There's
I
corruption
understand
everywhere.
it should
So-
not. The question should not be there. If you ask me,
Yeah.
the question should not be there.
Yeah.
Another on the question of they should have or not. License, it's a privilege. Okay, they can take it away anytime. Now, I don't agree that they should have a license just like mine. Because if you get a license just like mine, you will be able to get into any state building you want, any building you want, any plane, anything. Okay, you should be able to go to a bank and open an account. I think should be a different license. Okay,
that ain't
so
gonna
this way, when you get stopped by the cop, he knows that you're on a special program.
Yeah, that's not going to happen because they've already put this through the legislature. Now somebody got this to go on the ballot, right? So when I asked different state reps, we don't know yet. What do you mean? Shouldn't that have been done before you got this in? So
I'm not against them getting an identification. I'm against them having a license, just a regular license. Okay? A lot of these people that come illegal, they come, they cross the border and they don't have no documents with them. They can today be Carlos and tomorrow be John because they don't have a document to prove it. Okay? So here's the thing. If you don't have a document to prove it, okay, you should not be allowed a license just everybody else. Because if you or me go to the Registry of Motor Vehicles, okay, you're gonna go back and forth until you have all the documents that they need. And they believe me, they want to know what your mother ate yesterday.
I know.
Okay?
I remember going through it. I had to go there like
And
2 times.
For my real ID, I had to go back and forth twice.
Yeah.
But and people are upset and say, I'm not upset with all this crazy stuff that's going on. I'm not upset that they want to make sure that's me. Okay, I'm not upset about this. But coming to this point with the license, we need to be very careful how and who we give the license. Because we don't know. We can.
And if I could just go back, I know you were holding the thing saying like, I'm not one of them with that, but people bring up points. I'm open-minded. People bring up points. So when someone says that, look, people that are not legal residents in California are voting, and you show me stuff, and I know stuff like that, it's not out of the realm of impossibility to say that, there are people doing it. Are there millions of people doing it? I don't think so. But all this stuff has to look at.
Some people fall through the cracks and do it. I just think that just like any other crime, that should be a crime, and that should prevent you from actually get your citizenship.
Now, see, I'm going to disagree with you with this. I think that, you're right. I think that should happen if you do it willfully. But if people don't know, some of the people that don't speak English, can't read English, you're setting them up for failure. The state is setting them up for failure. But you know what's going to happen, and they won't hold it against them. That's why they haven't changed it.
And the last time this came on the book, the last time this came for votes, our state representatives were against it.
Yeah. Well, they've been getting a lot of pressure from the groups.
So
the state reps have been getting a lot of pressure.
I think they changed their minds and they're in favor now.
Yeah. I think they got a lot of pressure from these groups.
I remember about 10 years ago, matter of fact, I was on the table, face to face with Sheriff
Hodgkins?
Yes.
Yes.
At the State House in Boston.
Why?
Because I was in favor of giving undocumented identifications.
Yeah.
At the time, I don't think they were looking for drive license. They were looking for identifications.
Yeah.
And he was against.
Okay.
And what I was saying is, these people are still driving. They don't have a drive license, but still driving. That's why lately we've been having a lot of hits and runs because they don't have a license.
Well,
they don't have no identification with them.
This is the whole problem, Carlos. The system is not set up for this. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
when it's no for everything. It's not yes, and then you can't. You know what I mean? I just get frustrated with it. Sorry, but anyway, why don't we talk about that?
Yeah, I got frustrated with the city council the way it is now. And guess what? I have to live with it. To finish the city council, I think that it's going to be, we give again the city council to the mayor, and the mayor can do anything he wants. He could approve stuff. You don't even have to send it down for vote because he gets the votes that he needs. He has 5 votes on the floor, and don't tell me no, because I know the way they vote, and they have. We can follow every vote they did. Yeah. They vote in favor of the mayor. So guess what? We went back again to when the mayor had 5 votes on the city council. So when that happens, it's not discussions about. Okay? Because when you don't have the majority of the votes, at least give us a chance for discussion. Why you should vote yes, why you should vote no. When you have definitely the 5 votes, it's not even time for discussion. Well, it's let's vote. It's yes.
It can go both ways now because the president of the council determines what's on the agenda, right? So if someone doesn't like who's in charge, the mayor, they can hold back things that the mayor wants to put there. So it works both ways,
Joe,
Carlos. It works.
You think Joe's going to hold back anything
No,
that the
but
mayor
I'm
sends
just
it
trying.
down?
Do you think the person that's the vice president would not hold stuff back?
The vice president don't have the power of the
But
president.
if she became the president, Pam would hold. You don't think the people that vote against the mayor all the time, Pam, Sean, you don't think that they would, if they were the president, they'd hold stuff back?
Well, they
this
won't
is
hold
politics.
back.
This is politics.
John, they will hold back, but again, they have to work to change the votes.
But if
You know,
you don't
either
put it
to
on the
pass or
agenda, it's
not.
not. If you don't put it on the agenda, it can't go before the
Well,
council.
My opinion is we have a 5 city council board bobbleheads now.
And
for
you
the
know,
mayor.
and
They wanna
Carlos,
be
you know
yes,
what?
yes, yes,
I really
yes.
don't care either way, but
Okay.
I'm giving you the devil's advocate.
Yeah,
I'm
no,
coming
I
back at
understand.
you.
I understand. Yeah, I know what you're saying, but that's my opinion. And like I said, I hope that you don't find that somebody that that he wants to start a new investigation, and
take a
he's
deep
the
breath.
one
Take a
that
deep breath.
he's the one that. And then when one of the city councils that he don't like wants to step up and run for mayor, he's probably gonna run too, just to split the votes. It was done before.
Okay.
So we were there.
You're in the know
We're
more than
dressing
me.
the
I
shirt.
I don't really. You know
You
what I
don't
mean?
remember that?
I can't.
You
I
don't
can't go
remember
back.
that?
No, I don't remember.
You don't remember him
Carlos,
voting, running
We've been
with
through.
Jason
We've been up through a pandemic and all this other stuff. That's like minuscule.
This is stuff that I don't forget.
But you're
The-
more passionate
yeah,
about it, and I get it. I totally get it, sir.
Another question, very quick, that we can talk about, that a lot of people is gonna
Are we
talk
talking
about. We have the train.
Yep.
That
Vote
you
yes
know,
on the train. Vote yes. We've gone through this for 30 years. The state has spent all this money on this train, and you're going to put a question in there and say no. That's just my opinion. It's
My
a waste
opinion-
of taxpayer money.
In my opinion, vote no.
Vote yes.
They should never had started the process. That's going to be not a Boston train. It's going to be a Fall River train. Okay, and that's not going to work. That's going to cost you money.
Switch the camera, Michelle. Vote yes to infinity. It's over, Carlos.
We're going to have a lot of discussions about this. Very quick, on the rich people income taxes.
I don't agree with
tax.
that, because who are the people they determine? Are these small business owners that could make up to $1 million? So that hasn't been spelled out here. I'm going to have to read it. That's why I'm not really.
So he's
You know what I
voting no. I will vote no on that.
Thank you.
It's
See?
not nobody else's fault that somebody's rich, somebody's smarter than you, that somebody's smarter than you, that can make more money, could make smart money,
you can't-
and don't have to pay for your bills that you are sitting on the couch.
I'm supposed to be the one that's inconsiderate. Now,
No, you know,
I know what
I
you mean.
can-
I know what you mean, but hey, you know.
I can go, I'm a different independent, I
Yeah,
guess.
there you go, there you go.
That depends. That changed by the person, that changed by the question.
Yeah. No,
No,
if they would spell it out,
Yeah.
but if there are small businesses that are struggling now,
Yeah.
I don't think that's fair to penalize them. But
And if you lucky enough to work, your parents worked, you win the company from your parents, you have a company worth at $5 million, $6 million, good for you. Your family worked hard for it. Why should you pay for people that don't want to work?
yeah, I know.
No,
I agree with you.
so
it's just,
that one, it's no, and we will.
So we're in agreement.
We will talk. We will end the show with an agreement for question: vote no for increased taxes for the rich people.
Have a good
And
night.
we will see you next week.